TikTok, I need you to settle a disagreement between my husband and I because it's about the pronunciation of our name, and I feel like that's pretty important, and we can't seem to agree. So our last name is Blauw, which for the duration of our relationship, I have been pronouncing as Blau, which he is Afrikaans, which up until a few months into our marriage, he had also been pronouncing as Blau. And then his parents come over, and even though they're speaking English, they pronounce it as blow. And he said, well, yeah, that's the Afrikaans pronunciation of it, but when you're speaking English, I think you can just pronounce it in English. And I disagree, one, because it's my last name and I want to pronounce it right, but also it just brings up a bigger question of how do we pronounce things. So even his first name, and we battle on this all the time, anytime he meets a new person, his first name is Anro. I can't even say his first name right. His parents, obviously everybody that speaks Afrikaans, it's Anru with a little roll of the R. I met him on an English speaking boat, so I just immediately started calling him Anro, and that's all I've ever called him. But that's technically wrong, and I don't want to pronounce my own husband's name wrong, my own last name wrong. And so then I got to thinking about other things, like, for example, whenever anybody says the word jalapeno, especially Afrikaans people, okay, they say jalapeno, they say jalapeno, and I always want to correct that. But technically, is this the same situation? Like, if we're speaking English, should we just pronounce it how an English speaker would pronounce it? Or are we trying to pronounce things correctly, right? If I speak Spanish, should I always call it Mexico? Or is it okay if I just call it Mexico, right? Because that's the same, jalapeno, jalapeno. I mean, obviously one sounds way better than the other, but it's the same with this whole croissant debate. So I'm just confused, and we can't seem to agree. I want to pronounce our name correctly. What do you guys think?